Welcome. I know it's been a good minute since I've been on here. I just finished recording a reading, so there'll be a new reading this upcoming week, and we're going live right now. So, hello. Hello, TT. Hey, Melanated Geek. How's everybody doing tonight? I am washing, so if you hear my washer or dryer, that's what that is. All right. So we're going to get started shortly. Let me grab my cards. Well, I have the cards, but let me get them a little bit closer, and then we'll get started. Oh, hey, Tammy T. Thanks for letting me know it's you. Hi, Gypsy. All right. So let's get started with Gypsy. You want to know Libra's feelings towards you. You got it. All right. Libra's feelings towards Gypsy. We have quality time. Quality times mean putting away the phone and clearing your brain of anything distracting so you can ensure that your partner is your number one focus. Hey, Liz. How are you? I missed you too. I missed you all. We have disharmony. There seems to be some disconnect. Use this time to address any issues to restore harmony in this relationship. And then we have attraction. Your captivating energy makes you attractive. You wear confidence well. And then let's get a couple of tarot cards. We have Six of Cups. And then the Six of Pentacles. Okay. So I feel like overall, the feelings towards you are good feelings. This is Harmony card just gives me this vibe of like, there may be a moment where I'm hearing like doubt. Like that's what the disharmony is about. It's more so doubt. So kind of like, being in your head, not saying you are in your head, but somebody has like this doubtful energy of like, do they really, like me? Do they really want to be around me? Like I sense that. And it's not something that happens regularly where they're thinking this person is thinking this, but more so just out of like just nerves. But they definitely are attracted to you physically and just your energy overall. I think that, with this, it's like Spirit is saying with the Six of Pentacles, you have to be willing to give in order to receive, and vice versa. Like they have to be willing to give in order to receive as well. So finding that balance. And so both of you being attentive, but also expressive in like what you're feeling or thinking when that time's come. Like when you're spending time with someone, like not holding back, basically is what I'm hearing them say. And so, like, for example, like if you are, I'm going to give a platonic example and a romantic one. A romantic one, you're with the person and you really miss them. And like, you're like, I don't want to say that. Like, you can look them in their eyes and say like, I'm so happy you're here because I missed you earlier this week. And like being vulnerable in that sense. And like a platonic way could be like, I'm so happy you're a part of our team. It balances things out very well. Right. And so like not holding back. And that's something, that I work on from time to time. It's just like being present and being vulnerable and just opening up. And so not being afraid of that. And so the doubt could be on both ends. But I really feel that there's a lot of, attraction here, love, and just like interest. But it's important to not hold back, because when you do, you don't allow the person to genuinely get a chance to know you and get to understand what you're feeling, because you're holding something back, right? And that goes for both parties, right? That goes for both angles, both sides of the coin. And so I think that, when it comes to expressing, yourself and like, them expressing themselves, it's like, it's the balance of making sure both parties are doing their part, right? Because, you said like you do, but it gets exhausting when it's one side. Absolutely, it does get exhausting. And so I feel like whether, in terms of that, making sure I'll say this. Knowing that you did everything that you could and you said everything you said, like, should give you peace at times, in the sense of like, you know what, if it doesn't work out, I know I did everything. I know I said everything that I wanted to say. Versus like, if it doesn't work out and you never expressed yourself, then it's that doubt of like, oh, but what if I said this? Maybe we would have been together. Like, maybe this would have happened. So Spirit is saying that continue to be expressive, but like, don't hold back your expression of what you want to say. If you want to say I miss you, you can say that. But like, don't hold back because you might feel like, oh, they're not. I mean, of course, like, if it's one sided, it's not saying like just stay in it forever, but more so like continue to be yourself and your genuine soul. And then if they continue to be one sided and not express it, then you can decide what to do next. But don't stop loving or caring about people and just being you, because of you might not always get the answer or the response that you want in that moment. Because then it becomes like a thing where then you try to hold on to it, and then you suppress how you really feel about people, and then you become guarded and you don't want to express yourself. And so we don't want you to have to go down that route, if that makes sense. So next time you all spend some time together, like, start up a conversation, just like, hey, I would love to know like how you're feeling about things, how you feeling about me. I think that we've created a space where we can be open and vulnerable with each other, and I feel like I have done a good job of like being that way with you. And so I want to know what are your thoughts and how you're feeling about things. Like, this space is yours now, and like, be an active listener. And from there you can decide like how to move, but kind of like, be soft and gentle with it, so then it comes off like kind of alluring and like, ooh, okay, it's a safe space in here. It's all, soft and everything. They might share more that they haven't shared before. And if they don't share in that moment, then that lets you know like, okay, this is something that I have to maybe walk away from, right? So yeah, that's what Spirit wants to say. He said, yes, I pulled back because he shies away when I did, so I've been working on letting go. That makes sense. So yeah, if you've, done something like that and he pulled back, then you could definitely let it go. But just knowing that you did everything, you said everything that you wanted to say. It's the main thing Spirit wants to say. So like, if there's one more thing you want to say to that person, and you can even say that on your way going out, like, hey, I just want to let you know that I genuinely, cared about you and wanted to be with you. However, I just felt like you weren't showing up. And so I decided to leave. I'm deciding to leave. And it's ways that you can say things that can leave an impression on someone. So you decide how you want to do it too. All right. Up next is Arminta. He said, Tammy, leave my questions here in case I have to step away. Okay, sounds good. All right, let me get my phone. All right, I got some more things. So let me update the list. Okay. All right, Liz, I got your payment. I meant that I got yours. I got Portia's, Heather's. Okay, just going through everything to make sure I'm not missing anything. Because I have my notifications off. Or not off, I have them silent. So make sure I'm not skipping anybody. Alrighty, Arminta, update on your spiritual growth. Let's see. We have the Five of Pentacles. We have the Devil. We have the Ten of Swords. And we got the Four of Swords. Alright, we got a lot going on here. It seems a little intense, I won't lie to you. But not like, in a scary way. But more so, I feel like there's moments where you might feel overwhelmed spiritually. And if you're not feeling it necessarily in this moment, it seems like that'll be like the next kind of phase you go through when you get this level up in spirituality. It feels overwhelming, like maybe you are channeling more things than you anticipated, or like, you're receiving like a lot of dreams at once, or a lot of thoughts at once. It's like a flood of stuff. So that's something that I'm picking up here. In terms of like, the update on it, you can make sure that you give yourself the space to rest and to kind of journal and write these thoughts and these moments down, so that you're able to kind of process them, bit by bit, versus like trying to do it all at once. I do see that, I don't know, maybe there's something with the collective, because it's just kind of been going around lately, this past week or two, with like a lot of fearful thoughts being like rushed in. But it doesn't mean that you are feeling this way. It's kind of like old stuff coming out, like fleshing out, if that makes sense. So you might just get like a random wave of like anxiety or fearful thinking. And it's literally like just a temporary thing. But it's all about like how you handle it in that moment. So like, do you let it take over, and then you kind of just fall back into old habits and freak out and panic and stress yourself out again, and then, go backwards? Or do you like, okay, I hear you. Yeah, this is scary. Yeah, this is a lot. I understand where you're coming from, but that's not going to be the story. Like, this is how it's going to play out. This is how it's going to work out, because it's going to work out the way that we said it's going to work out, type of thing. Like, just changing the narrative, and just like, being confident in the results that you want for yourself in long term. It's something that I pick up here. I get that. I love that the Four of Swords is the last card, because like all of these cards are kind of like quote unquote stressful, but like the Four of Swords is like peaceful, like resting, relaxing, right? And even you can say the Ten of Swords can be a peaceful card too, because it's like the end of a cycle and the end of the chaos. But I do think that your spiritual update, it involves some moments where it's going to be like, oh my gosh, what the hell is happening? Because it's just like a flood of things, popping up at once. But you have the tools and the, the ability to get through it. So that's the first thing that I get here. All right, your second question, let me go back, is, are you clairaudient or clairsentient? Okay. Which one are you? Oh, look at that. We got the Four of Cups. Have the Knight of Pentacles. That was at the bottom of the deck when we were working on your first question. For some reason, I'm leaning more towards the latter. Clairsentient. I'm leaning towards the latter more. And it's so funny, because Spirit is like, that's the answer. And they're like, they won't let me give you any more to that answer, to that question. And maybe it's because they're saying like, because you know what you are now, use that skill to figure out the rest of the answer. Like, they're literally taking the words out of my mouth. As I'm like trying to say something, they're just like, no, zip it. So that is the answer to your second question. I mean, it's great that it was very straightforward. There wasn't like any, how do I word it, like confusion. It was just like, boom, this is the answer. I was like, okay. All right. Question number 3. Found out that they did surgery on mom, but didn't really need to. What is the amount of her sediment looking like? All right, let's see. What would that look like? We have the Polaroid. We have the Two of Pentacles. And then we have the Seven of Swords. I'm hearing documentation reflects how much the sediment can be. The first number I heard was 200K. Like, I don't know if that's the minimum or the max, but I hear that particular number of the settlement. Now, granted, that can be the number, and then there's like all of the other fees that come into it or whatever. So it might be a different number than that, but that's the number I heard. I do feel like with this Polaroid, it's telling me of like getting all of your documentation together that defends your argument of like, oh, we went to all of these doctors. Here are the medical notes that they said. Here are her summaries from her office visits. Here's this and here's that. And they, said this and still recommended it. And now you're saying this. Like, being as, and of course, like a lawyer will be helpful with this too. But it's like, the more that you can get ready ahead of time, the better. Because then when you present yourself to like someone, say like, hey, I got a case that, could you work on it? And then when you have all this evidence and all the documentation they need, they can kind of give you a sense of like, okay, this is definitely worth fighting for, or this is something where it's like, I don't really know, or like maybe go in this direction with it. So that's what I'm hearing for this. I do see like a doctor or somebody within the hospital being kind of manipulative in a sense of like trying to, I'm watching How to Get Away with Murder. And so it's like, each side is basically defending their person, regardless if they did the wrong or not. And it's like that hospital, that person, their attorney, whatever, they're going to do their best to like justify it or make it seem like it was legit or like it was needed. So just being ready to go to war and fight. Not necessarily saying like you got to do a lot, but they're saying don't give up too quickly if you really want to win this. So that's what I have for that question. All right. And then I think that was it for yours. Let me go back. Okay. Yep, that was number 3. All righty. Up next is, I want to say, was it TT? Tammy T? I think it was Tammy T. Yes, Tammy T. Okay. Why is the Pisces still calling? The little still face. Or side eye. We got the Ace of Wands. And we got the Knight of Swords. I don't know if this is, a romantic thing or like, that type of vibe. But it could be very sexually based with this Ace of Wands and Knight of Swords energy. It's kind of like, I'm hearing like not necessarily hidden and quitted, but like a temporary type of vibe. And if it's not a romantic thing and it's like work related or casual, it just seems like wanting to prove a point as well too, and then just kind of like disappearing after that. Like, I'm trying to think of an example. It's like when someone does something stupid or unnecessary, you be like, what was the purpose of that? Right? That's what I get with this person. Like, why they're trying to reach out. It's like they want to do something, and then it's like they dip off, and you like, what was the purpose of that? You didn't even have to do that, if that makes sense. I'm hearing spiritually them saying, like, you got a hold on them. And that's interesting that the Hierophant comes out. Like, you have a hold on them. Like, how some people can even, like, think about it. When someone doesn't like you or, is not a fan of you, but they still in your comments, looking at your stories and stuff like that. It's like, are you obsessed with me? Because if you don't like me, why are you still reading my comments? Why are you looking at my stories? Like, why are you engaging in any activity that I feature on the platform, right? And so I get that for some reason with this person. So yeah, that's what I got for number 1. And then for number 2, what is going on through the Libra's mind when he saw me after all that time? Let's see. What's going on with the Libra after he saw you after all that time? We got the Judgment card. We got the 2 of Pentacles. We got the Queen of Swords. And then we have Enchanted Love, a sacred bond that is divinely guided and harmonious. A part of me feels like, they wanted to unsee you, if that makes sense, because it was like hard to see you. Like, wow, you look amazing. wow, you look just as good as I remember. Or like, wow, you're doing as well as, as I could imagine. It's something about like that vibe of like, I wish I didn't even see her. But not like in a sense of, I wish I never saw her again. It's more so like, wow, I wish I never saw her in that moment, because it's just like, it took my breath away. And maybe they felt like they weren't up to par or up on their game when they first, encountered you in that moment. And, I just get this sense of like you looking good and just presenting yourself in a great way, just naturally, that they were so impressed by it. And, with that enchanted love card coming out, it gives me the vibe of like you being this light, you being this beautiful, feminine energy, that softness, where it's just like, wow, you know, um, it's like them saying like you get better and better with time. And it's not saying they expected you to fall off, but sometimes when you haven't seen anybody in a while and you see them in person, you're like, oh my gosh, like wow, I didn't think you could be prettier than what you were when I first saw you, because you were already beautiful. I didn't think you could, you know, have an even more banging body than what you had before, because it was already beautiful, it was already nice. I didn't know you could, you know, level up in your career field because you was already the senior vice president. It's just like you show this like sense of, I get better with time. Like I literally get better with time. And keeping that energy is good, because it benefits you in the long run. And then two, you never like drain yourself in a sense where you kind of level down, right? It's always up and forward, So I think that's really nice. But yeah, that's what I got for the Libra. So hopefully that made sense and resonated with you. Alrighty, the next person I believe is, let me look. I feel like somebody just, okay. So I believe we did Heather's. Did we do Portia's? Portia, did we do your reading? Let me see. Okay, here we go. This is for Portia. So what are the Capricorn's feelings towards you? You're welcome, Tammy T. All right, thank you, Black Girl Magic. We have the Four of Cups, the Moon. We have the Empress. I'm going to tell you why I'm laughing in a second. We have the Higher Self. Okay, so we have clarity. Someone finally sees the answer that was always right in front of their eyes. The vision is clear. Therefore, what is to come shall be clear too. Higher self, no matter how dark or muddy your path may be, trust the guidance of your higher self. Exciting news. Good news is coming your way, whether it may be pregnancy, an engagement, or moving in together. Get excited to celebrate. So the reason why I was laughing is because I heard, I don't know if you're familiar with the little voiceover, the sound that's on, it's probably on like TikTok and Instagram, but it's like, can I pet that dog? And I heard them saying like, can I pet that dog? Not saying you are a dog, but more so like, I want to touch her. Like I want it, I want her type of thing. And so I get that vibe with them of like them just like wanting to be around you, wanting to, oh, this is interesting. This card is in the deck and it was flipped over, but we have freedom, where when we can be our truest selves, we are then able to freely love. Yeah, but I get this vibe of like them wanting to interact with you more. But for some reason with this Moon and this Four of Cups card, it gives me like secrecy. And I don't know if it's necessarily a bad thing or a negative thing, but it gives me something of like, either spirit right now is not wanting to showcase something, or they don't want to have it known, all of it, what they're feeling just yet towards you. But they do, see and think of you as this Empress, as this beautiful energy for sure. But I feel like this clarity card gives me this vibe of like, something's going to happen to where they see like, damn, if I don't, do this thing, I'm going to lose this person, right? So let's say, I don't know, let's say, I'm just going to give you the most random, wild example. Let's say you go out, you have a good time, and you meet some random celebrity or some random NFL basketball player. And you're in their section and people taking pictures and stuff and whatever. And so then let's say that person follows that celebrity or that player, right? And they see you in the pictures and they like, damn, she in the pictures with so-and-so. Like, oh my gosh, and it's like something just clicks. And it's not saying like, oh, that has to happen for them to realize what they feel about you, but there's something that is going to click for them and make them realize this is my moment. This is my opportunity. If you know this scene in this particular card, like he is about to get married and Dwayne sees her sees her the night before her wedding. And, and they have a conversation and it's very authentic. It's very real. And, just like a heart to heart type of thing. But it's like he knew, let me go here first and just see what she's thinking, how she's feeling. And then, of course, during her wedding, he shows up and professes he loved her. But it's like it clicks. Something had to click before that moment for him to realize, like, yo, I can't lose her. I just can't do it. And so I think something's going to click with him. And maybe this is the secret thing where it's like maybe there's something he deeply feels for you and he does not express it fully. And he like, oh, I'll just tell her later. Like maybe, maybe it's not the time. Maybe I shouldn't do it. And then maybe, he's walking down the street and some older man is talking to him and he's like, tell your loved ones how much you love them. And in that moment, it just clicks, right? Because we need those memories. We need those moments, not memories. We need those moments to kind of help us at times. And you can hear it from other people all the time, but when it hits you at a certain moment from a certain person, it can just turn on a switch. And it could be something he heard all his life, but some random person on the street tell him, it's like, wait a minute, this is my moment. I got to do it type of thing. But I do see, him thinking highly of you. And with this exciting news, it gives me the vibe of like, he gets excited about you. And that might be something he doesn't know how to express or say to you at times. Maybe he's nervous. I can totally understand that because it's like, it's a form of vulnerability to let somebody know like, hey, I like being around you. Hey, I enjoy you. Hey, I miss you. Hey. So I'll say Spirit is saying just pay attention to how he operates and how he moves for this next few weeks. See how it goes. See what you're feeling. See what you're noticing. Okay. The next person. Okay, so we did yours. I think Liz is up next. Yes, Liz, you are up next. Okay, I think you had your question somewhere in the chat. No, okay, here it is. Okay, what is next for Stephen and I, and then Charmies and Letters? All right, we have the Ace of Swords. Ooh, the Queen of Cups. So it does look like a really fresh start here. And I get like some intimacy with this card, with this Queen of Cups card. Like it could be a romantic getaway, could be like a weekend together. I'm hearing something about like you having to feel like it's attainable and knowing that you can have it. This gives like a seductive vibe as well too. The Knight of Wands, and then we have the Queen of the Nine of Cups. So there's definitely this vibe of like you enjoying yourself with them and it leading to more romance and intimacy. I don't know why, but when the Queen of Pentacles was at the bottom, I heard pregnancy. And this could be the person that you end up having a child with. So that's something to be mindful of. And oh my gosh, and as I say that, look, we got family and friends, and then we got make a move. Now, of course, this particular card talks about like the support of your family and friends to help. But it's just the fact that I mentioned like a child. So it's like you create a family with a person when you do that. And then we have make a move. It says the time is now. Someone is planning to take action or it's time for you to make the move. And so that could be a conversation if y'all have already talked about kids or whatever, like, like, is that something you want? And just like, if this is a conversation I've already had, like, maybe it's time to start making a baby. Of course, making sure this is the person you want to be with, and, that they're ready to commit to that, and all of the things. But for some reason, I see this person being someone that you would consider having a child with, and they would consider having a child with you. I'm going to get one more card. We have spiritual awakening. Your partner is seeing or sensing that there is something profoundly important about this connection. I don't know why. I think Spirit is saying that it is okay to want all of the things how you want it. Like, you want to date, you want to get engaged, you want to get married, then you want to have kids. But there's something about Spirit saying that it might not happen in the order that you want it to happen in. And it's not saying that the love and the romance and stuff can't be there, but more so, like, I know someone, like, she, hey, Red Happy Summer, she was with her person for some years, and then they got pregnant, and then they got engaged, and then they got married, and then she had her baby, and they're in a good space right now. So it's like, to some people, they're like, oh, she got pregnant before she got married, but it's like, it still worked out the way that it was meant to work out for them. And so thinking about, like, it might not necessarily mean that you have to be on somebody else's timetable, right? And if that is a priority to you, that's fine. But just knowing that sometimes you might get things in a different order if you're open to it, and if it is something that you are like, no, I want to be married before I have a child, then that's fine. But don't be surprised if it might not be with this person, because for some reason I feel like the Spirit is saying the order of things is going to be different. It's not in a bad way, but it's just not going to be what society would paint as, like, this is the correct foundation order you're supposed to go in, if that makes sense. But like, you get to say and choose what you want to do. And things, of course, can shift but this is based off current energy, but just being mindful of that. Like, what if I did have a baby with this person and we're only boyfriend and girlfriend? Like, am I okay with that? So thinking about that. All right, let's do your Charmies and Letters. Oh, I'm looking at these little things because this is like from my birthday party a few years ago, and it gives me like celebratory vibes. So there might be something you're going to start celebrating. Charmies and Letters, that Spirit is like letting you know about right now in this reading. So of course I haven't, finished the letters, but that's the first message that I picked up. What if we can spell baby? That'd be funny. All right. Well, technically we can spell baby. B-A-B-Y. So baby. We have the word gem or gems. We have due date. We have monk. We have, excuse me, teeth. Okay, so I can spell remember, but I'm not going to move the letters around to spell it. So just remember that, remember. We have will. And then uh-oh. All right, these are the extra letters on the side. So in terms of like, baby, we know what baby means. We also know, like with the due date, I feel like they're saying one thing, like, of course, due date, like a baby, but also knowing that don't set due dates out of fear, right? So like, I need this thing to happen by October 31st. Like, don't do it out of pressure and out of fear. If you want to set a due date for something, set it because it feels natural, it feels right, if that makes sense. Like, by the end of November, I claim X, Y, and Z. But you do it because it's like it feels right. Like that timing just makes sense to you in a way. I'm also here with due date, making sure that you're getting things done on time, whether it's like bills or assignments for work, not neglecting anything. Okay, so for Monk, they're saying watch the show. I don't know why, but it might be an episode that's just going to be helpful or just stands out to you. The numbers we have here are 3115. So I don't know. I don't know a lot about the show in terms of like the seasons and stuff like that, but maybe watch season 3, episode 1, season 1, episode 5. All the numbers added up to, we got 4, 5, we got 10. I don't know, the 10th episode. There's something significant about the show Monk. I don't know what it is. I don't know if there's like a, symbolism or hidden messages or a love story in it. I don't know a lot about the show. I've seen it before, but I don't know, enough to like guide you and tell you what to do with it. So that's just something to kind of check out. And I know it still comes on TV, from time to time. And a lot of people, like I have a friend, she still watches it. My Nana still watches it. So there might be something here that, that is important or that helps you. Maybe it teaches you something about yourself. So that's something I want to share. What else? We have tea. And when I saw that, I thought of a t-shirt. I don't know why they're showing me a t-shirt, but it's like, oh, it's you in the t-shirt, but you have a belly, so it's like you're pregnant. I don't know why Spirit is like really showing pregnancy for you very, very soon. This could be the person that you end up having a child with. If it's not that this person is somebody, because it's this pregnancy energy is very strong here, and it's probably the strongest I've ever felt in a reading for somebody. It was like charms and letters, I would say, just because, that wasn't a question of yours. Like, oh, when am I going to get pregnant? When am I having kids? It's like, it's just so heavy here. And I feel like that's what this will is about. They're saying like it's within the will for you to be pregnant soon, sooner than later, sooner than you expect. All right, let's see what charms we get. Okay, so we have the little sewing machine. And so I feel like this is about like attention to detail, focusing. We have the knife. And this gives me like butter knife vibes. So I feel like it's about softness, right? You don't have to use something so aggressive. You don't have to be so aggressive or like angry about whatever. And it's not saying you are. It's just saying be softer. We have 2 little turtles here. And so I feel like they're saying like, slow but steady wins the race. But then it's like a big turtle and a little turtle. So like mommy and the baby. I look at that. We have the baseball bat and the ball. It's like, this could be a representation of like a boy, having a boy. But also just like having fun, being playful. We have a heart, so obviously love. We have the dolphin. Dolphins are connected to communication. I don't know if they have a connection to like babies or not. Like fish do. And people say, oh, when you dream of fish, that means like a baby. I don't know. So that'd be something to look into, see if there's like any connections to like babies when it comes to dolphins. It could be connected to like a different culture or whatever. And then you have a fortune that says, I know none of my fortunes talk about babies, so I can just put that out there now. So let's just see what this says. It says, your strong ethics will benefit you in the long run. So it's kind of like saying, what you put in is what you get out, right? And it's not necessarily like, oh, with this person, like what you put in was what you get out, but more so like in life, like what you put in is what you're going to get out, but also what you put into your mind, what you put into your body is what you're going to get out. So think about it. If you eat crappy food, you're most likely going to, pass very crappy bowel movements, right? They might not be as pleasant. But if you're eating a certain way, like, it might be more of it or it might be gross in a way, but it's like a healthier version of it, right? So that's something Spirit wants to highlight. And I'm sorry I had to give you that analogy, but that's what they showed. Okay. I think that is it for you, Liz. So up next is, I believe, Red Nappy Summer, because I don't think I got anybody else on here. And then we'll be done for the night. I heard the horn outside. Maybe that's Spirit confirming. You're welcome, my love. You're so welcome. Kind of thirsty. I might get some water after this. I'll just get it after this reading so then I can stay focused. Okay. We have Red Nappy Summer. You want Charmies. You got it. All right, let's see what we get for Red Nappy Summer. Charmies. Tiny Tarot. Oracle card. Tiny Tarot. All right, let's see what we get. I don't know why, but I heard weed. I don't know if you smoke or not, but that might be significant. I heard guess who's coming home for some reason as well, too. There might be a pleasant surprise approaching. We have yoga. So I don't know if you're into yoga, but maybe, I know like here we have like, they do it in the summertime. They'll have like I won't call it weed in yoga, but like they have a cute name with it, like smoking yoga or whatever. So maybe that could be something you do if you do indulge in smoking. If you don't, that's totally fine. But yoga is something that Spirit is wanting you to kind of do right now I'm hearing like relax some tension in your body. There's some particular joint that's starting to get stiff or starting to hurt a little bit more than usual. And they're saying that the yoga can be, helpful with it. We have the sun. I feel like the sun represents you as a person and like the light that you have within yourself, but also like needing to see the light of different situations and like not always see the bad immediately. So that's something that I'm picking up. Let's see. For some reason, I hear the word ecstasy. I hear ecstasy. And, maybe you might be seeing somebody about a horse or whatever, whatever you're into. I see that. I hear cruising, like taking it easy, enjoying the ride, enjoying the journey. But for some reason, I also see you on a cruise. And I've never been on a cruise before. That's something I do want to do at some point in my life. But I see you on a cruise. I see you on a boat, relaxing. And maybe you meet someone on a cruise and, I don't know, they smoking and you try it out and you like it. I don't know. Or maybe you meet a person that is a smoker, but they change your thoughts about people that smoke. Because maybe, let's say, you have like a belief about people that smoke. You're like, oh my gosh, people that smoke, they're like this. And then you meet somebody and they literally are just like so chill, so amazing. You're like, wow, I would have never guessed you were, into smoking. But it's like how they carry themselves. It's what surprises you, because then it shows you like, okay, maybe I have been judgmental. I heard Spirit say, stop dragging that wagon. Meaning like, get up and do it. And the wagon is your booty, is what they're saying. Stop dragging that wagon, is what I'm hearing them say. Your spirit guides are very funny, by the way. We have Tum, and it makes me think of Tums. And Spirit is saying, like, don't overeat and don't eat too much dairy for some reason, or like food with like a lot of hormones in it. It's like, not eating, I don't know if you're vegan or vegetarian or whatever, but like not eating a lot of meat for a little bit of time, or, not eating things where it's too much in it, like too many ingredients. Because even if you're vegan, there's still a lot of stuff in vegan food. And so it's like being very intentional, with what you're doing. I do see, interesting. So they have K Dot, and K Dot, they're telling me, is Kendrick Lamar. I don't know if there's like a song they want you to listen to by him, or an interview. There's something they want you to listen to by him, because it's going to be kind of helpful and provide another message to you. And that's what they're just saying. What else? Let me see. I feel like with this meaning of foe, this shows me sometimes our biggest enemy, or our biggest rival, our biggest opponent, is ourselves. And so making sure that you are not competing with yourself or trying to make, crazy, like competitive within yourself. You said, oh, wow, you've been bumping swimming pools. Okay, well, there we go. That's the K Dot. There's Kendrick Lamar. I love that song. I'm trying to see if they have a song that they want me to share with you, since, there's mentioning him. What is it? You're not going back to the strip club. I hear you, Jocelyn. I hear you. I'm trying to think of the song. You know what? They're saying listen to his newest song he just released. That's what I hear them saying. And of course you can listen to other songs by him, but there's something about listening to his newest song that he released. I don't even know the name of it, but let me look it up. Kendrick Lamar, new song. Let's see. I'm going to just see if there's like a lyric or something. I don't know. New song lyrics. And I mean, this is something you can do yourself, but check that out and see. Let me go to his page. Kendrick Lamar. Because I feel like he posted something on Instagram. Now, I don't know the name of the song that he released, but okay, it got like Black Air Forces on it. Watch the Party Die. That's the name of the song. Okay. Go to that song. Even if you don't like the song or whatever, like just go to it and listen to it. Or like read the lyrics, because it seems like there's something significant in there. Watch the Party Die, Kendrick. I'm just trying to see if I can get some lyrics to it or something. Like, I feel it's literally going to be like one line in there. You're going to be like, oh my gosh, that was the one. So yeah, that's what I got for you for that. Sorry, it took me on a tangent because I was just trying to process what they're trying to say. So yeah, check it out and see. Okay, so now your little tarot. Ooh, look at that. We have the Nine of Cups and the Knight of Cups. Look at that. Now that's exciting. It's like wish fulfilled, getting what you want. You know, someone coming in to offer you something. That's enjoyable. That's pleasant. And notice how like he has 9 cups and then this person has a cup. So you get your 10 of cups. Now, you know, it can be someone that comes in and gives you this other cup. It could be yourself giving you this other cup. We don't know. But Spirit is saying you get to the 10 of cups. Okay, next we have is a starfish. So like, you know, wish fulfillment. You know, you're getting what you want. We have tea. And I feel like this is like a testament to like drinking more tea, drinking more fluids. We have the little birdhouse here. And so, you know, you get to build the life that you want and how you want it to be. So be mindful of that. We have the little, I think this is a bee. Is this a bee? Maybe. Maybe it's a bee or I don't know. I'm going to say it's a bee. It's an insect with wings, but it's like I get, you know, growth and transformation. We have a little teddy bear, so there's like this softness, soft life coming up for you. So get ready for that. We have the bicycle, so like, you know, enjoying, like how I mentioned before, the cruise, like enjoying the ride, enjoying the journey, right? Not the overthinking and stressing yourself out. We have the letter A, and so I feel like that's representation of like we got to start somewhere, right? You can't get to Z without starting off with A, right? And so knowing that everything you've been through and have gone through is setting you up to be where you want to be. I also feel like somebody named Anthony is going to come into your life. I don't know what they are for you, like a friend, coworker, you know, landlord, partner. If somebody named Anthony is going to show up or is significant to you. We have hope, so continue to be hopeful. And then finally we have, I will hold you in my heart until I hold you in heaven. So I feel like there could be someone that has passed away for you. And it could be someone, you know, that you had like a close relationship to or someone you didn't know. Like it could be like you felt really connected to a celebrity and they passed away. And then it's kind of like they're letting you know that they are one of your guys. Whoever this soul is, they're saying I'm here with you and I do want to connect with you more, but I need you to like let me know that I can connect with you more and that it's okay for me to, right? Because they don't want to alarm you or scare you. So if you have someone that you felt very close to and that you lost them or, that meant something to you or you just wanted to learn more about them, they're trying to connect. You said, I have a great great grandfather named, oh yeah, maybe he's trying to connect to you then, since we mentioned Anthony and this soul wanting to connect. So there could be some, need of communication with that person, with that great great grandfather. So yeah, maybe write him a note and just let him know like, hey, I hear you're trying to pop up and show up. Let's talk. What's up? And see how that goes. See what you learn from them. Okay. But yeah, that is what I got for ya. I hope that resonated with you. Hey, Melanated Geek. I hope your dinner was good. I'm debating if I want to nibble on something. I ate earlier, but I'm not like super hungry. I think I'm gonna just have some water and do like a you surely can one more question, then we'll close it out for the evening. All right, let me know what your question is, and then what is today? Today's Saturday. I need to cook those meals. I just thought about that. I'm sorry, I just had a random thought. All right, I'll let you type your question while I grab some water and get situated. Or, if it's ready right now, then I'll just sit and just do that later. Okay, perfect. There it is. Okay, my spiritual journey is changing. What's going on? Let's see. We have the Temperance card. We have the Empress card. And we have the Knight of Wands. I'm hearing Spirit say it's not necessarily changing. It's just that you're seeing it differently now. They're saying that you're seeing just a different side of this journey, your spiritual journey, right? So I hear Spirit saying that they're literally saying like it's not necessarily changing. It's just that you're seeing different parts of this journey. And what's being revealed to you might seem a little alarming at times, or like, whoa, this was not what I was expecting, or this is really new to me. They're saying like don't be intimidated by it. Don't be scared just because it doesn't seem like what you were used to or like what you're expecting, but knowing that it's another tattoo. Like, think of like tattoos being like a part of your stamps, like your passport stamps or whatever. And they're saying it in that sense. So in terms of like how to prepare for this, new level, new experience of your spiritual journey, they're saying just kind of surrender and, be willing to just follow and not worrying about like trying to lead every single thing, if that makes sense. Because sometimes we try to like, oh, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that and I'm gonna do this, and it's just like kind of surrender to Spirit at times when you're unsure. Like, even like I think of it as like when driving. Sometimes when I'm driving, I'll want to go a certain way, but it's somehow, some way I end up turning another way, and I don't like question it anymore. I just like, okay, that's what we're gonna do. And so I feel like Spirit is just saying that they want you just to surrender a little bit more and just kind of just trust, in everything that's playing out and working out. I'm going to grab one more card for you just to, you say you don't want any more whippings. I don't think they're going to whip you anymore. Look at that. We got third chakra, listening. So it's like they want you to just surrender and like just listen to them in a sense, which is what they're saying. Like, we want you to surrender and not worry or fear that something's going to go left or like that you're doing something wrong, but just more so like just surrendering to the plan and trusting your inner wisdom, your inner guidance, because they got your back and they're protecting you and they're watching over you, and you're never alone in this, right? I think that the only weapons you will get is from yourself, right? It's from you questioning yourself and questioning if you can do something, if you can handle something, right? It's all about believing that you're doing what you're supposed to do. And even if you feel like, I don't know if this is what I should be doing, just like saying, Spirit, like, hey, I don't know if this is what I'm supposed to be doing right now. So I'm just going to surrender and just listen and feel for you to guide me and just go from there, basically. So yeah, that's pretty much it for that question. So don't worry, you're not in trouble. They're letting me know that you're not in trouble. So that's a good thing. They're saying you're not in trouble, so that means you're not in trouble. So don't do anything to put yourself in trouble by like not listening to them. All right. I hope that resonated with you. Well, that concludes our live for the evening. I'm so happy that I got a chance to hop on and you all were able to kind of connect for a little bit. Like I said, I have a reading coming up this week. I think I'm going to release it on Tuesday. Like, it's already ready to go. I just have to select the date that I want it to drop. So I think I'm going to do it Tuesday. And then I will try to go live again, soon, and sometime in October once again. Like, I want to get back into the groove of things, but so many great things have been going on, which is like, taking my time. And I feel like Spirit is like, we want you to focus on these things first. And then as they, get situated, then, you can come back into doing this work a little bit more frequently. But yes, I do plan to be back. I miss you all so much. I love you all, and I hope you all are doing well. And I appreciate all of the love and the support that you all send me, and I send it back to you as well. And know, if you ever want a reading, you can always email me and just book a personal reading with me. Like, I'm always available for those. And yeah. So yeah, I love you all. Have a great rest of your Saturday, and we will see each other soon. And remember, their video will be posted this week. Alrighty, bye.